Okay, I'm just sharing my screen.
Okay.
Okay, can you see it now? The Odoo screen. Hello, Shafi, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen. Yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to cover the HR module. We will start from the recruitment, then employees, employee contracts, and the payroll, and at last we will see the performance management if we will have the time. Otherwise, we will do the performance management into the next session. So we will try to cover the recruitment and the payroll management into this session.
Okay.
Okay. So starting from the recruitment, recruitment is a separate app into the Odoo. So if you can search REC, so the recruitment app would be filtered out. If you don't have, you can install it from the App Store. Okay, as I open up the recruitment app, so it is showing me the positions that I have already defined into my system and the applications, if any, pending for that position, and if any application is in progress, that is also showing. If you can see for the experienced developer, so zero new application, and then four to recruit, six applications, and one activity is today. So you can also click on this and it will jump to you. So six applications means these are applications that have transferred from new stage to initial qualification. That means you have processed some of your criterias and you have qualified these applicants to consider them for the first interview, second interview, and next stages of your recruitment process.
Okay.
Okay, for to recruit, if I click on the for to recruit, so this is the basically position that you have defined, and on position you have mentioned the target for new employees. So that's why it is showing you that you need to recruit four employees for this position. Okay, and if you go to the position, you can also see the job applications that are currently open for this position. Uh, where this position is basically defined, you can go to the configuration and you can find here all of the configurational settings where you actually define all of your settings and related stuff for the recruitments. And for every defined position, you can also uh, post the requirements onto your website's career page, so the users or the public users can also go to the website and can apply for the open positions as well.
Okay.
And on the other side, if you can see in the configuration, there are stages option. You can also define the stages of your recruitment process. So currently by default, Odoo have defined new stage when the application will be defined by you for the applicant, or if the applicant has applied from the website, by default his application would be dropped into the new stage, and then you will perform your first criterias, and then you will move it to the initial qualification. Then after initial qualification, you will move it to the first interview. After doing first interview, you can move it to the second interview, then contract proposal and the contract signed.
Is it for a specific job criteria, job, or it's common for all the jobs?
These are common for all the jobs.
Mhm.
Then there are implied employment types. You can define the employment types: permanent, temporary, seasonal, interim, full-time, part-time, or according to your requirement. And these would be selected on the job position. And when you are going to finalize the candidate, you will select these types of the job positions. Then you can also define the sources and the medium. So if you click on the sources, so these will be selected onto your recruitment. So how the candidate find the job, or how the applicant find the job, he can mention the sources as well. So these are all about the setups related data that you can define here, and then later on it will be used for your recruitment app to select on the positions and the application as well.
Yeah,
And
sorry to
then
interrupt you. So, actually, when I just implement, I mean, install the recruitment, when I go to the configuration, I can't see the sources. Only a few options are there with me. So, why it is so? Job position, the settings, the job position is there. I don't have the stages.
you don't have the stages in the recruitment.
No, no, I have only employment types. Is there no stages?
Do you have admin rights? And if you go to the main recruitment app, just go to the recruitment. Are you able to find the stages? If you click on any position, can you see here the stages?
Yeah, that stages I can see.
If you can see, then you should be able to see the stages here as well. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Hope you can see my screen.
It's loading.
You can see now.
Yes, I can see it. Okay, go back to the apps page. Yes, go to the recruit. No, go to the recruitment from here. Go back to the main page. Okay, recruitment. Now go to the configuration. Okay, let me check. Go back to that main page, main apps page.
Sure.
Go back to the main page, main apps page. Yes. Now go to the settings and activate the developer mode. Just just scroll down. Yes. Now go back to the recruitment and now check it. Configuration.
Yeah, now I can.
Okay.
Yes.
But it should be there without developer mode. Okay. But I don't know for your DB. I think it's in the developer mode.
Mhm.
You can use this trick if you don't see any of the menus, even if you are having the developer mode. Oh, sorry, even if
Okay.
you're having the admin rights, you just need to turn on the developer mode.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Okay, so you can define your stages, and then you can define your departments that will basically need to be selected on the job positions and the application of the employee. So for which department this job position is, or
Hello.
yes.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Okay, then you can define the departments in the configuration as well that will be used for your job positions and the applications to select for which department this application or job position is basically. Then you can also define skill types and activity types. So purpose is to show you that these all things can be defined into the configuration setting, degrees and review reasons, and we will be using it further when we will be dealing with the applications, recruitment applications basically. Okay,
Okay.
now I will go to the main page. Let's say job positions. Okay, so if you need to define any new job position, these are by default job position. You can just click on the new and you can define your job position. Okay, so
Okay.
let's say you are going to hire for the Odoo consultant. Okay, and you can also give here the email Odoo dash consultant. So whenever email applicant will send the email on this email address, so application would be generated automatically. Okay, so are you getting the point of giving this email?
No, I didn't get it.
Okay, so you can share this email link to the social media that you can apply. There is a open position for Odoo consultant. You can apply by sending your resume at this email.
Okay.
Okay, so whenever applicant or candidate will send the resume on this email address,
Mhm.
automatic application will also be created into the Odoo. Application means a recruitment application. So candidate application will be created that one applicant have applied for this position.
Okay, they'll be sending us an attachment, right? The CV. So their
Yes.
names, etc., will be there included,
Yes.
or like. Mhm.
Yes. So the application would be created, and then there is a functionality in Odoo. So we will check if we have in this training DB. So you can also fill the application from the resume. So the attachment would be there into the application. So you can use
Mhm.
the Odoo functionality to fill the applicant details into the application from the attachment of the resume.
Okay.
Okay, I will create it. So let's say I'm going to create a new position for which I need to hire the candidates. Okay, so my position, here is my position that I have created new. Okay, so you can see here zero new application, one to recruit. One to recruit means on the position the target for the hiring is one, so I need to recruit one. Okay, then here is a job page. If I want to see the job page on my website for this position, I can just click here.
Good plan. Pen,
It will
pen.
show
Yeah.
you how this. Is there any question? So
No, 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 no. That's it.
okay, so it will show if when you will click on the job page, it will show you how this position will be previewing on your website. Okay, so, but you can also change these things according to your requirement by just click on the edit, and you can change these material what's great in the job or product, and you can also change these images according to your organization. If I go back to my job, sorry, application by job positions.
Yeah, the web application
Then
actually it's used for if we are using Odoo for our website, right? If you are using another maybe WordPress as our main website, so how can we link into this that particular website? Is it possible? The job positions.
yes, obviously possible. If you have career page onto your WordPress websites, you need to integrate that career page with this recruitment application.
Okay, so only on the slash career when someone goes, we have to redirect to this page. Is it so?
You can also do that. So if you have functionality into your WordPress website that you can onto the career page of the WordPress website, you can redirect it to the career page of the Odoo website, and
Hmm.
that career page is automatically by default linked with your recruitment application.
Okay.
On the other hand, if you have the career page well defined on the WordPress website and you are receiving the applications on that career page, you can
Mhm.
integrate that career page with this recruitment application. So whenever the applicant will apply on the WordPress website, so the application
Okay.
would be dropped into the recruitment app.
Okay. Okay. So, any kind of plugins, it's it available commonly to do it, or you have to do the customization for that?
Yeah, it will be a customization for that.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay, if I go back to the position that I have defined, so 3 dots button configuration. Okay, so here you can set some other settings related to the position that you have defined. You can also go to the job summary and you can give here the job summary details. So what will be the job description of this position? Okay, and you can give here the job location, department. You can select here the department for which this position is basically. If I select the consultant, no operation. So let's say management professional services. Okay, then you can select here the employment type for this position. Then you can select here the recruiter. You can select the employee that is going to recruit, and then you can select here the interviewers as well. So who will be going to do the interview of this candidate? Okay, any question, Shafi? Are you getting my point?
Uh, yes, I'm getting this options from where you have taken the job position, this auto consultant recruitment.
Yes, if you go back to the position, click on
Okay.
the 3 dots,
Okay.
then configuration.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay, in configuration you can find here. Okay, and here you can also see the process details. Okay, time to answer 2 open days, process 1 phone call, 1 on-site interview, days to get an offer, 4 days after interview. Okay. So you can also change these process details and you can mention uh, according to your practices.
This is for
Okay,
the
and
internal
on the
purpose.
position,
Yeah. Sorry.
yes,
The
these are
process.
for the internal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and if you click on the go to website, it will also, I think, show to your candidate that what will be your process. Yes, so these are for internal purposes. These are not showing on the website, so it means these are for you how this process will go through for this position.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and on the position you can see here on the top job applications. If there are any job applications in progress, you can see these job applications from here, and then you can also go directly to the website to view this job position, how this is showing onto my career page of the website. And red means the website icon is red means this job is not published yet. If you want to publish it on the website, you can also publish it by just publishing it. So here is a check button. You can also turn this on, and on the other side, if you go back to the job positions, here would be a option. So you can see here a toggle button, not published. So you can turn this on, published, and now you can see here the ribbon as well that the Odoo consultant have been published.
Okay.
Okay. So there are two ways to have the sorry, there are three ways to have the applications or applicants for this. One, the very first option is you can create the application manually by just going to the new application by yourself internally, and then the applicants can apply from your website career page if this position is published, and then the applicants can also email their resume to this email address. So the application would be created automatically, and you just need to fill the information or to just fill the information from the resume and then start the process.
Okay.
Okay, and do you have let me okay, so at first let's see how the application would be dropped if I apply from website. Then we will see, I will shoot an email to this email address, and we will see how things are working.
Okay.
Okay, now
What
the
happens if the same person apply twice the same
sorry,
email ID? If the same person apply twice in the same email ID,
yes, the
so
two applications would be created. You just need to go
oh,
to the applicants. If you found the duplication, you can cancel one of these.
mhm.
You can even delete if there are duplications. Okay, so can you see my screen?
the recruitment screen, right?
Yes. Okay, now
Yeah.
if you want to apply it from the website, so you can also direct, sorry, you can jump to the website from here as well, and the other by the job page, and then you can also, your applicants will go to the website and they will have to go to the career page, and then the open position would be there. So let's say if I, where I am right now. Okay, so if I go to the configuration, go to website. Okay, so you can see here your applicant would also be able to see the application like this, and if he or she want to apply, he just need to hit the apply button, and then the application process would be started. He need to give his or her necessary information and then attach the resume, and the application would be done.
Okay.
So let's say I hit the, I am applicant. I have seen the position is open, so I hit the apply button. If I want to see the job description, I can also see. And if you know the job summary tab, we have seen on the job application form. So by clicking on job description, it will show me the job summary that we have added on the job application. And then here is the process. You can also see here that we previously checked, but it is showing you on the website. So when you hit the apply button, it is showing you the process. So how the process of my application is going, so candidate would be appeared that 2 open days will be required to deal with my application. Then one phone call would be that can also be called a screening call. Then one on-site interview required, and after interview 4 days required to finalize the candidate. Okay,
Okay,
and if you
so
have,
we can edit this screen
sorry,
also, right? Sorry.
sorry,
We can edit this screen also if you don't want to show that the right side, the time to answer.
yes, you can
Those.
edit this by just clicking on this edit button. You can
Hmm.
remove any of
Okay.
these part, or you can add your as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And then you can, if there is any LinkedIn profile link, you can also give here the LinkedIn profile link. Then choose your resume. So let's say, let me keep my name here, email address, then the phone number, and resume. So I will give the resume. Let me find, if I can find anyone. Okay, I have found one for Hassan Zafar CV. Okay, I can give here any short introduction. I'm feeling lucky. Hit the button. You will see the message that congratulations, your application has been posted successfully. Now it's time to go back to the recruitment app. So let me go to the recruitment. I was on the website as an applicant. Now I'm going to the recruitment. What happened with the recruitment? So if I go to my Odoo consultant position page, you can see here one new application
Okay.
have been dropped from the website. So if I click here, I would be able to see the details as well. So you can see here Shakil Ahmed name that I given on the application page. Then you can also see here the one attachment that is of my resume. Okay, and currently it's in new stage. I will open it up. Okay, so I will see the details. I can also see on the right side the resume that I have attached with this recruitment application. And let's say I am a HR person, first screening person. I will give here the interviewers that are going to take her interview, his or her interview. Then I will give here the, sorry, recruiter, which I'll add one. Okay, then if I have do any screening call or any interaction with the candidate, I can give here the evaluation stars. Okay, I can also give here the source of the applicant or the application, then the medium and the availability. If I have discussed on the first call with the candidate on which date he can be available, so I can give here the date as well. So availability of this candidate is from 1st of August. Okay, I can also give it the degree, so which is the higher qualification of this candidate. Okay, and let's say I can also give the expected salary and the proposed salary details, if any, are here. Other than
Okay.
salary, if there are any extra advantages, I can also give here 100,000, and the proposed salary is, let's say, 100,000. Fuel and vehicle. Okay, And I can also give here any application summary. So currently it is showing me the details that were added by the suitable candidate for this position, that were added by the applicant basically on the website. You can also give here your summary as well, and then in the skills page you can also add the skills of the employee if you know according to the CV, or if you have.
Can you that
If,
skills? Could you just tell once again? Missed it.
yes, so if you have gone through the CV of the candidate, so there are specific skills that that a
Okay.
candidate is having. You can also mention the skills here. So you can click here, pick a skill from the list. So the list of the skills are there. So you can select the IT, save and close, and give it the skill name. So let's say cloud computing skill is, and you can also give it the skill percentage. So it's a beginner, advanced level, or the any level of the skills, and that's how the skill would be added for this candidate.
This is a screening call. I mean, details which you're trying to enter, right?
Yes, screening plus CV. So if you have gone through from the CV,
Okay.
you can mention. So if he has mentioned some skills on the CV, you can mention these here as well.
Okay.
Okay. Then the option we were okay, we will see that option later on when we will apply from the website. Then the CV is also attached in the chatter. So let's say the first initial qualification for this have been passed, and now you can move this applicant to the initial from new stage to the initial qualification by just clicking on this stage, and the application would be moved. Or you can also do this from the Kanban view. You can also drag and drop and do this to the initial qualification. So if I open it up, so you can see now it have been moved to the initial qualification stage. Okay. And then after let's say after doing the first interview, you can also move it to the first interview, then second interview, and the next stage is ongoing. So let go with the second option, and then we will go with any of application to process is it from all the way process. So let's do the second option, that is when how can I apply from the email address as well. Okay.
Okay.
So I will just drop email. So let me check the email address from the. Okay, so the email address is this. Okay, so I have copied the email address. I'm just shooting an email. Let's say. Can you see my email screen? Okay, let me share it.
Oh, I can see only the order screen.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
I have given the email address and then subject and now the email body. Please consider my application. Okay, now I will attach the resume. Send. Okay, so email have been sent. Let me now share you the screen of the Odoo. Okay, so can you see my Odoo screen?
Yes.
Okay, so on the position, you can see now the new application, one new application have been dropped, and you can see here the total applications two. One was created from website and the one from the email. So if I go to the applications, you can see here the application, sorry, email address name from which it have been dispatched and the application have been applied. So it is using the name, applicant name from the email address, basically from which I have dispatched the email. So you can see here the email address from which this email shooted. Okay.
It only just collects the name and the email address.
Yes. So if you want to pick the other details as well from the CV, so here is option. You can go to the gear icon. There is option to digitize document. Click on the digitize document. Okay. It is giving the message that the document have already been digitized. Yes. So if I go to skills, you see pick any skill. Training, education, contract. Okay. Let me do a new. Sorry. I think it's unable to pick the details from the CV format. It's unable to recognize.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah, that's okay.
me
That's okay.
choose another, because when I attach the document, it is digitizing the document.
Okay.
Let me show you again. So let me cancel this out. Okay, delete it, delete it.
So when we apply through the job portals, normally what they do, they used to have a fields to enter the education qualification, the experience, and all. So such
Yes,
kinds
you
of
can.
yeah,
Sorry, you can go ahead.
yeah. I was asking such kinds of forms can be included in Odoo recruitment web version, so that these details are filled and get into the database.
Yes, obviously, the job application page that I showed you, where the candidate put his name, then the LinkedIn profile name, his email address, phone number, you can give as much fields as required by you. You can add more fields by the edit button.
Yes. So again, in the normal career page, it's been applied in 2 3 pages. That means one page with basic qualification, next with experience, so and so. So that different page format also can be brought into that particular screen.
Let me go to the website job page, apply. Yes, so
Yes.
hey, this is the basically application page.
Yeah.
Okay, you can add here the more fields as much as mandatory fields as required to you, and then these fields can be populated to the application as well. So currently these are the required one fields. So the candidate need to give these fields, and then if when he will hit the apply or I'm feeling lucky button, so the application would be filled. You can give here the more details like experience, education details as well, and that would be populated into the application as well.
Okay. So where it will be get stored once the candidate fill it?
It will be stored into the application.
Okay.
Yes, and the normally Shafi, the new you can say it, the updated type of the applications is normally organization don't take the all of the information on the website. They only require the resume, because all of the candidates have the resume, so the candidates they don't need to take that information manually onto the website. They just call the resume, and then from the resume the websites try to fill the information to the application, and the necessary fields are filled from the resume. And if it's not done, or if the website is unable to read the resume PDF file, so then the HR person can enter the details manually. So the process is they don't want to annoy the applicant, so the applicant has the ready-made resume. Just go to the website, give his or her name, email address, attach the resume, and just application done.
Okay.
If I go to the job applications again, applications, and if I click on the new, so you can see here it's a new application, and now I'm going to attach the attachment. So I just want to show you it is digitizing the document. If the CV format is quite good, it will read it through. So let me search from the CV what files I have. Okay, I have mine file as well. So let me attach this. Okay. I attach the file, and you can see here it is uploading the file.
Okay.
Okay, and now you can see it is also digitizing the document, and you can see here the message all fields will be automated by artificial intelligence. It might take 5 seconds. Okay, then refresh. Now you can see here the information have been filled up from my resume. my name, email address, phone number. Okay. And if I go to
Mhm.
skills, is there anything? Yes, in the skill, a project manager skill has also been filled with the percentage.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. So if your format is quite good for your CV, so it will pick the details uh, from your CV.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And if I delete this application, okay, so I'm back on the applications page, and this is the application that have been created by email. Okay, so you can see here you can add the details into this application and you can process this as well, likewise we did for the skill element. And now this application is in initial qualification. So let's say the first interview done, and your interviewers can also give their remarks into the chatter. So let's say I have done interview, I can go to the log node and I can give here the remarks. First interviewer. Okay. And I can give here the remarks or my evaluation here. Okay. And if I want to address anyone or notify anyone like the HR person, so I can also address him or her. So let's say Mitchell admin log. Okay, so I have logged my evaluation or feedback, and the mutual admin will get the message onto this SMS, onto this sorry message icon that a log note have been added by skill that need to be reviewed by you, and this is for the evaluation. So let's say you are HR person, now you are logging and you have checked the first two marks of the interview, first interview done. Now you can move it to the first interview stage, and then you can do the second interview likewise after giving the evaluation of the second interview. Let's say I'm giving the second interview remarks or evaluation feedback log. Now I will move it to the second interview stage. Okay, so let's say the second interview done. Now you can share the contract proposal for this candidate. That you can also say it the offer letter. You can send the offer letter when you send the offer letter to this candidate. And on the other side, here is one more option. So you can also you can doing the interviews by the meeting calendar. So you can also define that meetings into this meeting calendar that is attached onto the application. So you can go to this calendar, and then after going to the calendar, into the calendar you can click on to the date, and then on which date you are going to arrange this interview. You can select here the attendees, and if there is it's an Odoo, sorry, it's a video meeting call, you can give here the Microsoft Teams or Google Meeting link here. And if you want to use the Odoo Discuss app to do the video call, you can also click on the Odoo meeting, and then the link would be generated for the Odoo Discuss video call. Okay, save and close, and the meeting would be generated in that date.
But how will
Okay,
you send the email
two.
to the candidate?
Yes, you can add the candidate here as well. So I just added the two attendees. Okay, you can see here the attendees.
Okay.
Can you see here?
Yeah.
You can add here the attendees, more attendees according to your requirement, and you can also see here the applicant as well.
Okay.
Did I answer your question, Shafi, or is there any confusion?
Yeah, it's okay.
So if you click here, let me show you. If you click here, and if you click the edit again, so you can see here the attendees. Currently, there are two attendees. Okay, here
Okay.
are the attendees. Can you see here?
Yeah.
Mutual admin. So you can give here any of the contact or email address. So let's say the email address of the candidate is admin@example.com. Okay, sorry, admin@example.com. Change, save and close. Okay, so the new attendee has been also added, and then you can click the email again if you want to send the email to your attendees.
Okay.
Okay, then if I go back to the meeting, meeting would be added to your Odoo calendar, and it will also show you the reminder. I think 15 minutes before the meeting, and your candidate will get the email for the invite, and the invite will also contain the link of the video call. So if when the time is arrived, he will click on the video call link, and he will join the meeting just like we are doing the meeting by the Google meeting right now.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say you have shared the contract proposal. Just change the application stage to the contract proposal, and in the chatter you can see the logs for the applicant that now the application have been moved from second interview to the contract proposal. And then if the contract have been signed by the applicant, you can change to the contract signed stage. And when you have changed it to the contract signed stage, you can see here a hired ribbon have been attached to the candidate, means this candidate have been hired. And then if you want to convert this candidate to your employee, here is the button you can see here, the create employee. You can click on the create employee button. Okay, and it will move you to the employee page by adding the relevant information from the recruitment application. Okay, the candidate name, position, skills, and the experience, if any. So the employee have been defined.
Okay.
Okay, and if after having the employee, you can give to the other tabs as well, and you can give the work information, private information of the employee, and the HR setting related information here as well. So the relevant informations can be filled up after defining the employee from the recruitment application.
Okay. So what happens if the final end of we have only one position, and still this is active. The job, I mean,
Mhm.
it's active, right? So publish. So we want to deactivate the publish screen.
So just want to inactive this application.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go to the position, the positions. Okay. You can unpublish it. Now this have been unpublished. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. And then if you want to also uh, sorry, archive, and you can use the archive option to archive this position as well.
Okay. On a later stage, we have selected three candidates. So out of which we have gone for the second interview. For the next time, if suppose that final candidate didn't turn up, we need to call the second person. So this second person CV, all the CVs will be, I mean, will be there in the system itself, even after a few months.
Yes, so obviously, so the all of the applications would be into the new stage. So if you have processed only one application, that will be go to the initial qualification, first interview, second interview, and then if it have been rejected from the second interview, okay, rejected, and then you can call any other applicant from the new stage to the next stage.
Okay. Okay. As the day progresses, I mean, maybe after implementing this, maybe after 1 year,
Hmm.
will the company have an option to search by the skills and just, I mean, try to find out the applied candidates, irrespective of the a particular uh, job description. Suppose I need to recruit a new position who knows Excel well. Okay, Microsoft
Excel?
Excel.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Microsoft
yes,
Excel. I need a candidate on a future date, an Excel.
yes,
So, oh, is it possible to search this recruitment
yes.
app and find
Obviously,
that? Yeah.
obviously, it's possible to search for the any data you have filled in into Odoo on any
Hmm.
screen. You can use that for the export and the filtration purposes as well. So if I go back to the Kanban view, so you can see here, this is the Kanban view. All of the screens that are showing in this way, this is called the Kanban view. You can also see this data into the detail list view as well. Okay, so this
Okay.
is a list view of data, and currently you can see here the two filters have been one filter have been applied for the Odoo consultant job. It is showing you only the applications for the Odoo consultant job, and then it is grouping the application by the stage. So if you remove both of these, it will show you all of the applications into your DB.
Okay.
Okay, if refused, accepted, or in any of the stage, these are the all of the applicants.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to do the any filterization, just go to the filter. Here are the some default filters that have been applied given by the Odoo to you. Just
Okay.
hit the option and the filter will be applied. So let's say you want to see the hide one, hit the hide. So the hide applicants will be there. Okay, if you want to the in progress applications, just hit the in progress. If you want to the refused application applicants, here will be the refused applicants. If you want to the archived applications, you can also see the archived applications as well. Okay, and if you want to search out for the skills, so you if you don't see any option into the default filters, you can go to the add custom filter. Okay,
Mhm.
now click here and search here the skill, then click on the arrow button of the skill, and under the skill you can see here the name, let's say, and contains, and you mentioned the
It's,
Excel, but
yeah.
let me search for the project if we have any with the project. Don't see project. Okay,
That is
let's check the,
deleted, right?
sorry.
That was deleted. Your name, project management. That is why you couldn't find it out, I guess.
No, no, let me check which skill have been any skill added. So let me add a skill for this. when then we will search for that skill. So let's say languages, marketing, programming languages, IT skill, Microsoft. So let's say network administration. You can add the skills into the configuration, more
Okay.
skills. Okay. So let's say for the time being, I have selected network administration, saved. So now we have network administration administrator one. So if I go back to the applications, filter, add custom skill, skill. Okay, so it was skill type, skill type, contains, oh, sorry, skill, skill type, contains network. No, no. Okay, so this is not a skill type, it's a skill. I will do it again one more time. Skill and network. And this time, as you selected the skill, so you can see here now you don't need to type it manually. It is showing you the selection option as well. Select the
Okay.
network administration, add, and it will filter out the network administrators.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Okay, so I will go to the applicant that we have selected. So let's say the application. Okay, our applicant have been signed. If I go to the signed, William hired. Okay, now you can see here we have created the employee for this applicant. So the employee is dashed on the applicant. So if I go to the employee, so the employee have been defined, and after filling up the relevant HR settings, other details. Now this is a new employee. So when you are hiring the new employee, so you can on the first day you have to do the some on first day after joining you have to do the some activities for the employee. Let's say on the first day of joining you have to give him the laptop, the workstation, and then the necessary stationery required for him. Then if there is any onboarding training or the onboarding introduction with the team, so you can also call these as onboarding activities or the joining activities. Whenever a new employee joins, you have to perform these activities for all the employees. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can also define these activities as a launch plan for the employee. Okay, so if you go to the configuration, here should be the this is the recruitment application. If I go to the employees application, I have created a new employee of the Shkil Ahmed. Okay. In the employee, if you go to the configurations, okay, so you can see here the activity planning on offboarding plans. Okay, so if you go to the onboarding plan, you can see here these are the onboarding plans defined by default by Odoo. Setup item materials, plan training, and then if there are any other activities, you can also add line and you can add according to your organization. So these are the onboarding plan when your employee will join. So you need to do these onboarding activities. So you can define these in one go, and then after when the employee has joined, you can launch the plan and the activities would be created for the relevant employees. Okay, so you can also give it the assign to. If I click here, okay, so it's assigned to the manager, then it is also assigned to the manager, then this is assigned to the employee. Manager means the employee manager that would be selected onto the employee profile. So if I go to the employee back that we have created right now, so if I search for that employee, here's the Shkil Ahmed Odoo consultant that we have created right now. Okay, so the manager of the employee is Tina Williamson. So the activity would be created for the Tina Williamson, and the training activity would be created for myself. Okay, so I need to launch the plan. Click on the launch plan. Okay, so it will ask you, do you want to run the onboarding plan? And you can see here it has automatically selected onboarding, and then the plan summary to do the setup item material, do the plan training, and do the training. Okay, it is giving me the error that the manager of the schema should be linked to a user. Okay, so the user is not created for the Tila Williamson because the activities need to be generated for the user. So I will change the here the manager that is basically a user. So let's say I will set the Mitchell admin. Okay, so create the user. So I'm creating the user of my manager. User means application user. Okay, say okay. I will go back to the applicant launch plan. Okay, now it is also asking me to create user for mine. Create users, exercise. Okay, so the user have been created, and now if I launch the plan of the onboarding again, now you can see here there is no error message, and you can verify the plan and on which date you want to start it. Let's say I need to start it from the 30th because on the first, because the employee is going to join on the August 1st schedule. Okay, on the right side you can see here the user that have started the onboarding plan and the activities have been created for the relevant employees. Setup item materials for the Tina Williamson, then the plan training for the Tina Williamson, and the training for the employee itself. Okay, so when these activities have been done, they need to mark these done, and the onboarding plan is done. So for the Tina Williamson, when the Tina Williamson will login, he will see these activities have been created into their clock icon with the due dates. Okay.
Okay.
Any question about the onboarding plan?
No, no, that's okay.
Okay. So let's say the onboarding plan has been done. So it's the so Tina Williamson has done this activity. She will do from his login. She will perform the setup active materials and mark this done. Done. Then training have been planned by Tina Williamson. She will mark this activity done as well. Okay. And after planning by Tina Williamson, now the candidate have done the training. So after doing the training, we will click on the mark done and the activity done. Okay, and then you can see here all of the activities to done, to do done, to do done. So the activities have been done by the relevant employees. Now the onboarding have been done, employee has joined, and if there is need to define the contract, so you can also define the contract of this employee that will be basically used for the payroll calculation. Okay,
Okay.
so you can give that contact details on the contact form of the employee. So for the payroll calculation, you need to remember that you need to define the contact of the employee. Now I will define the contact of the employee. And on the other side, if there are any equipments that are assigned to this employee, these will also be shown here. So let's say you have given the laptop or any machine that is in ownership of this employee. So you will assign the equipment to this employee and these will be shown into this tab as well. And then if you want to see the organization chart of this employee, you can click here and that's Odoo will show you the organization chart of the employee. Okay. Shakil Ahmed, and that is reporting to the Tina Williamson, and the Tina Williamson has three other employees that are reporting to her, and then Tony Gemini's as well. Okay, making
Okay.
sense.
Yes.
This is our organization chart, and then if I go back to the applicant, now I will create the contract of the applicant. When I click the contract, so the sum of the information have been filled automatically by the Odoo. The salary structure, employee, department, job position, contract type. You can also give the contract type here, permanent, temporary. So let's say it's a permanent. Then if there is contract end date any, so you can give here. Other if there is not contract date, you can leave it blank. Working schedule standard 40 hours a week. If your working schedule is different, you can select the working schedule from here. Okay, you can create your working schedules according to your industry or your organization. Then the work entry source, working schedule, planning work entry source means when your payroll would be calculated. So the for the calculation of the working day, to treat a day as a working day, what source should be used? So currently it is selected that the working schedule. Working schedule means standard 40 hours a week. So all of the 5 days a week will be treated as a working day. Then the other option is planning. If you have done any tasks planning for this employee, so the dates on which the planning have been done would be treated as a working days for the payroll calculation. Then the third option here should be the attendance of the employee, physical attendance. So if the attendance in the system is there, that day should be treated as a working day for the payroll calculation. So the third attendance option is I think not showing because we do not install the attendance application. So let me discard it and install the attendance application at first. I'm duplicating my tab. Can you see my duplicated tab as well?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to the apps and I will go to search for attendance. It's there. I will install this app. Okay, the attendance app have been installed. Now I will go to the contact again. Let me refresh it. Okay, now you can see here the work and resources. The attendance option is there. So if you want to use the attendance of the employees, you can give the work and resource as the attendance. So if you are not using the attendance for your organization, and you are going to pay 5 days a week, you are regulating the attendance manually, you can go with the working schedule option. So when you selected the working schedule, so all the time the salary would be calculated for all of the month, 5 days a week for the employee. And if you need to perform any deductions for their absenteeism, you need to perform these deductions manually by amounts. Okay, and if you want to calculate the salaries by the attendance of the employee, you can go with the option of the attendance as well. Okay, so let's say I've selected the attendance, contract type, and then the other option is salary structure. That is very important. We also need to consider this. I will discuss it. So let's define the salary at first. So let's say now the time is to give the salary of the employee. So let's say the salary is 100K per month. Okay, let me save it at first. Contact reference. Okay, need to give the contact name, Shkil Ahmed. Contact, save it. Okay, then you can see here on the employee top, in contract, since the contract have been defined from today's date. Okay, if I click on to the contract, and the contract is in new stage, and for the payroll calculation, contract should be into the running stage. And if you have mentioned any contract end date, it will automatically be moved to the expired date after the contract end date.
For me, contract is not showing actually inside this employee master.
Sorry,
For me, the contract is not showing on the employee master.
showing on the employee master. If I go to the
No, it's not.
employee,
No, it's not showing on my screen.
contract is not showing on your screen.
No.
Do you have the payroll app installed?
We have to install not the employee, the payroll app. Okay, okay,
Install the payroll app and the attendance app as well.
okay, 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 okay. Fine, got it.
Okay. Then the most important option is salary structure. So on which structure the salary would be calculated, basically. So you need to define the structure. So according to your region, when you install the Odoo application, and the Odoo have applied some of settings according to your localization, local practices. So if I go to the employee, so there would be the employee salary structure here. So this is the employee salary structure defined. Okay, its default wage type is fixed wage. Fixed wage means the monthly wage, and then you can also share here, select here the country for which this salary structure is. And then on to the right side, you can also see the default work entry type is attendance that we selected onto the contract. And then the regular pay structure, which pay structure would be used for this structure type. It's the regular pay structure. So if I go to the regular pay structure, it will show you the regular pay structure. So it includes the basically these structures to calculate the salary. The first one is it will calculate your basic salary, then the house rent allowance, conveyance allowance for gravy, meal voucher, sum of allowances category. Then it will show you the sum of all of allowances. Then it will show you the gross salary of the employee. Then there would be the provident fund, professional tax. These are basically deductions. You can also see here the category, and then the attachment of salary and the assignment of salary. If there is any deduction related to the attachment of salary and the assignment of salary, Attachment and the assignment of salary are basically related to the employee loans or the employee advances. If there are any employee advances or loans or any deduction that are type of the employee advances or loan, you can manage by the attachment of salary and the assignment of salary option. Then if there is any child support fee, any other deduction, and then any reimbursement means any allowances that say any allowance other than the salary you can give under the type of reimbursed, and then the net pay would be calculated. How the net pay would be calculated? Adding up all of the allowances and deducting all of these deductions which have been calculated for the employee, net pay would be shown.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the salary structure upon which the salary would be calculated for your employee. So if you have your own structure, you can delete all of these lines and you can create your structure lines here. And if there is any addition or deletion, you can add line for more and you can delete any line that need to be deleted. And if you want to see the structure information, if you can click on any of these lines, basic salary, how the first line would be calculated, so it will show you the calculation of the line, and that's how all of the lines under the structure would be calculated according to their rules. So the rule for the basic salary, you can see here the category is basic, code is basic, and appears on payslip mean when your payslip would be printed, basic salary rule should be printed, so the basic salary should be shown here. Then under the general tab, conditions always true means it will be calculated always for all of payrolls. And then amount, it is showing you the Python code, so amount is calculated by the Python code, and the Python code is result is equal to payslip dot paid amount. It means it will calculate the paid amount. Paid amount means the gross amount, yeah, or wage amount that you have mentioned on the contract. Likewise, if you go to the second one to check the type of the second rule, it is also showing on the pay slip, and then the one condition would be different. Condition always true means always will be calculated, and if you select the range, you have to give to the range of the, if you select the range, so the contract wage have been range based on contract dot wage automatically loaded, and then you have to give the range for which salary range this allowance would be calculated. So you can also base it on the range. And then the Python expression, if you want to give any Python expression formula, you can also give here. And then if it is calculated always, you can select the always true option and it will be calculated always for all of the payrolls. And then the computation, you can also see here, it is a percentage of the contract wage, and quantity is 1, it will be calculated one time, and the percentage is 40. Is it making sense?
Yes.
If I rephrase it, your house rent allowance will be the 40% of your contract wage.
Okay.
Okay. So other than percentages, you have also option the fixed amount. If there is any allowance that is fixed, you pay to the employees, you can select here the fixed amount and just give here the fixed amount of the allowance. Okay. And then if there is any Python code or formula from which this should be calculated, you can also give here the Python code for the calculation of the house rent allowance as well. Okay, so currently it is percentage, I will leave it to the percentage. Okay, any of the allow salary rule type that you need to understand, just ask me, I will open it up and give you the understanding.
Okay. Suppose we have given advance salary to the employee, so there will be deduction for this advance salary in every month. So
Yes.
how does it been calculated? So there is an advance amount which has been given at the on the first stage. So on a later stage, we deduct it monthly. How it is possible and how to track it?
Yes, so when we'll do the process, when we'll process the payroll, so I will show you how you can create the loans and the advances for the employees.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so currently for the time being, if I show you, the loans and advances are created under the attachment of salary and the assignment of salary details, and you can see here both of rules are there in the salary structure. Okay, and the type of these are deductions. So if I go to the attachment of salary rule, to show you the setting. You can see here condition based on Python expression. Okay, and the Python condition is result attach salary in inputs. It means, if I translate to for you, it means if the attachment salary is in inputs, means if the attachment salary entry has been done into the payroll module, means when you done the loan entry into the payroll module, so the amount would be calculated by the Python code. What would be the amount? It would be the loan amount that need to be deducted by the by this rule from the salary. Okay, so this is rule defined here. The calculation would be when you will go to the payroll, when you will give the loan, you will give how this loan would be deducted monthly, and then it will be deducted monthly by this rule.
Okay.
Okay, so all of the deductions and allowances that need to be calculated into the payroll should have a salary rule into the structure type.
Okay.
Now should I move forward for the payroll?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say this salary structure have been defined and we are on the skill Ahmed employee. So that's how you can do this setup for all of your employees. So let's say you have 10, 20, 50 employees in your organization. That's how the contracts would be defined for all of employees, and then every contract will have the structure type that is you can name your structure type according to your choice. Currently it's the employee structure type, and then the employee structure type will have the structure, actually the salary structure upon which the salary would be calculated, and this is the structure of the salary. Okay, and it will be calculated by the attendance, because into the structure we have mentioned that the salary should be based on to the, oh sorry, work entry should be based on to the attendance.
So each employee we have to create this salary structure.
No, you can use this structure for all of the employees. So the structure is already calculated regular pay. This is the
Okay.
structure. So if the structure is same for all of the employees, you can stack this structure for all of the employees.
Know how to assign to all the employee.
On the contract,
Yeah, that means on the contract. Okay.
yes, if
This
I,
is
this is the contract. So you can see here is the structure type employee. So you
okay.
can see here currently there are two structures, employee and worker.
Okay.
Okay, so for all of the employees, you can select employee, or if there are two types of employees, management employees and the worker employees, you can create two structures and then select the management for all of the management employees and the worker for all of workers employees, because the salary computation can be different for the managers and the workers. Okay,
Okay.
so the rules can be different that
Yeah.
we were
So
discussing previously.
yeah. So different on that other screen you have created the salary structure as regular pay, right?
Yes. So regular pay is basically attached to this. So if I go to this employee structure, here is the employee structure, and you can see here regular pay structure. A
Okay.
regular pay is the pay structure, and this is the, you can say it's a one more step that is added by Odoo. So you will
Okay.
create a structure type at first, and then structure type will have to be assigned to the pay structure, that is regular pay, and you can create here the regular pay, and you can name it management pay, worker pay, uh, daily pay, or according to your organization you can create the pay structures multiple.
Okay.
Okay, and how you can create, if you can, if you will go to the configuration, you will find here the structure types. No, if you go to the payroll app, yes, because contracts are managed by payroll app, you can see here the contracts, and if I go to the contracts, there should be the contract that I have created right now for the Shakil Ahmed employee. So currently 21 contracts are in running stage, and if I go to the new stage, here is the Shakil Ahmed contract that I have created right now. And if you want to go to the structure types, on to the configurations, you can see here the structure types and the structures as well. Okay, so if I go to the structure, there should be the regular pay, employee, regular pay, worker, worker pay. Okay, so if you want to create a new structure, you can go with the new, or you can go with the existing one and just use the duplication button, duplicate it and do your changes into your rules.
Okay.
Is it making sense? Rules are clear. Rules are basically just to
Y-
define the allowances and the deduction rules for the salary.
Okay. At the time of calculation of the payroll, these rules will get activated. Right?
Yes. Okay, now I have created the contract. I need to move this contract to the running stage. Let's say if I go to the new, so if I select the Shakil Ahmed's contract, and if I go to the actions, no, it is not showing me into the action. So let me open it up and move to the running stage. Okay, now I have 22 in total contracts that are in running stage. Okay, now in I am into the payroll application. You can see here, and if you remember on the contract, we have selected that our for the Shakil Ahmed, our work entry source would be the attendance. Okay, so work entry source means how the working day would be calculated. Working day mean for which day the salary need to be paid. If you want to see the work entries for the employees, you can go here onto the work entries. Work entries. Okay, so currently it is not showing. Okay, so if I search here, it is showing the work entries for employees. If I search here, and by default it selects the current month. You can see here July 24 is selected. If I search for the skill, and it is also showing you the work entries for the skill. Okay, so the 5 days a week and then 2 days, these are the off days. The blank days are the off days. Work entries means these days need to be working days. Okay,
This is
and on the
basically
other
the
side,
time sheets registered.
timesheet, attendance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yes, and if I go back to
If
the
there is,
attendance, there is a separate app for the attendance. Sorry,
yeah,
Shafi, is there any question? Go ahead.
yeah, the same thing. The attendance, I was just checking out the attendance. So if the pay person check in and check out 2 times a day, so that will get calculated over here.
Yes. Okay, so you can add the attendance manually by the new option as well by selecting the employee and check in and check out time. And the other option is you can do the attendance by the QSIC mode. Okay, by entering to the QSIC mode, it will give you the option to scan the badge of the employee. Badge means employee card. You can give the employee cards to your employees, and you can mention the card number or the badge number into the HR application app, and when the card would be scanned here, it will automatically mark the check-in or check-out time. If it's the first check-in,
Yeah,
it will
where
mark
they'll
it as a
scan it.
check-in, and if the
Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
sorry,
where will it scan it? Scan where?
obviously you need to
Scan it.
attach a scanner with your
Yeah.
system, and then you can attach that
Oh,
scanner.
okay, 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 okay. Got it.
Okay, and you can
Yeah.
when the scanner will scan the card, it will automatically mark the attendance. And if you can also do the identification or the attendance manually, just hit the identify manually button. Okay, select the employee. Okay, and the checked in time would be appeared upon which you selected this employee. Click OK, and the attendance have been marked for that employee. Okay, and then select it again, and let's search for me 11 and attendance mark. Okay, and if I select again 11, and now you can see here checked out. It is marking check out because I have marked checked in time already. Okay,
Okay.
now if I go back to the attendance, there should be attendance that I have marked for two employees. Okay, let me log in again. Can you see my screen, Shafi?
Yes, I can just say.
Okay, so I'm going to the payroll again. Oh, sorry, I was in attendance. We have marked attendance for two employees, let's say. Okay, so now you can see here the attendance that is marked. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see, but where is the hours or seconds in which we have logged it and logged out?
Mm. Yes, you can see here it's the full day, and it
Okay.
is showing you the tiny attendance here. If you click on this,
Okay. Okay.
you will see here. So the checked in time, checked out time, worked hours 0 because it
Uh-huh.
is only for some seconds. You checked in on the 4705 seconds, then you checked out onto the 16 seconds. You only worked for the 7 seconds. Okay, and then on the other hand, the very necessary information, or you can also change the time here as well. So let's say you checked in at, I'm changing now time manually, 9 a.m. Okay, and checked out at 5. Apply, save. Okay, 70. Apply. Okay, so currently my calendar is basically showing into the day format. So it is for only current day. So it is showing you from 9 to 17. The attendance have been marked. And if you want to turn this calendar to the month view, you can also go to this view and select the month. It will show you the attendance month wise. So now you can see here the attendance of mine for the 26. It is all works. And if you open it up, now it is showing you the working hours, worked hours, because I have changed checked in and checked out manually. And you can also see here the very important check-in mode. Basically, it is from QSIC. The attendance was marked from the QSIC mode, and from which IP address this attendance was marked. and the browser, and then the localization. It is also showing you the location, from which location these attendance have been marked: Pakistan, Islamabad. And if you want to see this exact location, just click on the view on maps. It will show you upon from which location these attendance have been marked. And the likewise, it is showing you the checkout details for the location and the system as well. Okay, so if your employees are working remotely and you are getting the attendance from the employees, you can also see that from which location the employee attendance have been marked.
So what happens if the again if there is an check-in on the same day happens because they have gone for a
Sorry,
lunch break?
sir?
Suppose the person have gone for a lunch break at the time we have to scan it again after coming.
Yes.
So it used to track those things.
Yes, it will note down all of the check-in and check-outs, but it will show you according to your settings. You need to do the settings some. If I go back to again to the QSIC mode, let me so identify manually. So let's say Shakil Ahmed, again selecting the employee. Okay, check it out. Cannot create new attendance record for your employees had not checked out since. Okay, if I go back to the okay, so you can see here the two attendances are appearing. Okay, the first one check in and check out, and then the second one, and the checkout for the second one is not there. And no, I don't want to delete it. Discard configuration. Let me check the configuration as well. So if you want to count the extra hours, you can also do this feature. Okay, you need to mention your working sorry, shift timings, and then the tolerance period, and after that period system will calculate the extra hours. So you mean to say if you want to use these extra hours for the overtime calculation as well.
Okay.
And then if you want to share the QSEC mode link with any of employee to just mark the attendance from the card, you can also use this link. Just share it with your employee and he will be jump to the QSEC mode. When he will scan his card, the attendance would be marked. And then for the uh, mobiles, if you want to scan from mobile for the attendance, you can also use this feature, front cam or back camera or scanner, and then the card will be scanned from that camera and the attendance would be marked.
Okay.
Okay, no extra hours currently save attendance. Then here is the reporting of the attendance. You can see in the shape of graphs, and then you can also see the attendance in the shape of pivot charts as well. employee wise, worked hours, overtime, worked hours, overtime. Okay. And if you want to also see the location details, you can also activate latitude and longitude into this pivot. And if I go to the overview again, attendance, now it is in day mode. You can see here, here is my first attendance, and then this is the second check-in. Okay. If I go back to the QSUC mode, let's say again 25 manually, Ahmad, manually. Yeah, so Shafi, it is not allowing for the second check out time because it is giving the error that you have already punched your attendance for this day. You cannot mark checked out time two time a day.
Okay.
Okay, but if you are using any attendance machines, that works for that purpose. So normally the companies use attendance machines, and the attendance machines then can be integrated to the Odoo. So the attendance would be fetched into the Odoo automatically from the attendance machines.
Okay.
Okay, so the attendance machine will log the multiple ins and outs, but into the Odoo, the first in and the last out would be picked to mark the attendance.
Okay.
Okay, then in this view you can also see the attendance month wise and day wise, and you can also see the attendance into this view as a list view. Okay, can expand is the in times and out times, and you can edit the times if required from this screen as well. And then if your salary is basically based on the attendance, that will be calculated by these attendance working days. So if I go back to the overview, so according to this attendance, if I change this to the month view, for the July, you can see here Shkil Ahmed is present only into the one day, that is 26th. So the salary would be calculated for the 26th only.
Okay.
Is it making sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And if you want to ignore the attendance, and you if you want to calculate the attendance for the employees for all of the month, ignoring the attendance, then you can go to the your contract and you can change the work entry source for your contract. You can change the work entry source from attendance to the work times, shift times. So let me tell you the exact names. If you Go to the contracts. Sorry, payroll contracts. And if I go to the running contracts and the skill hammer, so here you can change the work entry source. So if you want to ignore that address, you can change it with the working schedule. So the if you done the working entry source as a working schedule, then all of your then your payroll would be calculated for all of the month. And if you need to perform any deductions for the absenteeism, you can do that manually.
Okay.
Okay. So let's do now a payroll. So the setting have been done. So for the payroll, there are two options. So if I go to the pay slips, then if you go to the to pay means the pay slips that have been calculated but need to be paid. So if I go to the to pay means you can see here the status waiting, and when you will confirm these payrolls, it will be go to the confirmed, and then you will hit the pay button. That means the payrolls have been paid. And if you want to create a new pay slip, you can just hit the new pay slip button, and this is basically your individual pay slip if you want to create a pay slip for an individual employee. So if you want to create the pay slip for all of the employees in a batch, you can also do the batch option as well. There is the batches option, so you can create a batch for all of the employees for a month, and you can create the payroll in one go for all of the employees. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm just creating a new batch for, let me see which is last batch. So there is currently already a batch for July is created. So let me create a new batch. Batch for July confirmed. Okay. Let me delete this at first to create the July batch. Okay, so I have deleted the July batches that were already created. I will create a new. Okay, so I can give here the month name for which I'm going to create the batch July 2024, and then the start date and date picked automatically by the Odoo. Save, and then I will click on the generate payslips. Add payslip means if you want to, if you have calculated or computed payslip already for an employee and you want to add that payslip into this batch, you can do that as well. You can add payslips manually into this batch, and if you want to generate payslips for this batch for all of employees that have running contract, just click the generate payslips. So it will lead to you a simple pop-up form, and on this form it will show you all of the employees for which the payslip is going to be generated. So all of these employees are basically having the contract into the running stage. You just need to click the generate after verifying the employees list, and you can see here that 24 payslips have been created. Means 24 employees have the contracts that are in running stage. And if you click on to the payslips, these are the payslips that have been calculated. And if I go to the Shakil Ahmed employee, so you can find here the Shakil Ahmed employee. Okay, and it is also showing you notification period selected does not match the contract validity period, because the contract was started from the 26th of July, but the payroll period is 1st of July, so that's why it is showing you the notification, but doesn't matter. And under the work days, the first tab you can see here, attendance is showing only for 1 day because the salary of this employee is based on to the attendance. So it is showing you the attendance 1 day, and out of contact days 19. So 19 means you are absent for the 19. Sorry, out of contact days means the contact is basically starting for the 26th of the July. Okay, and before that date, the period for this payslip is starting from first, and between from first to 26th, 19 days are out of contract, and for these days the salary would not be calculated, and then attendance is only for 1 day. Can you see here?
Yes, yes.
Is it making sense? And if I go to the next tab, that is salary computation, and it will be calculating the salary according to my attendance. You can see here the basic salary that was 100K as we mentioned onto our contract, but it is calculating only 5002.34 for the 1 day attendance.
Okay.
Okay, then on the other side it is also calculating the house rent allowance that we mentioned. It should be the 40%, and then the conveyance allowance 800 according to the salary rule, and then the conveyance allowance for gravy 600 according to the salary rule, and the meal voucher. And then it is showing you the sum of all of allowances categories, and then the gross salary, it is showing you the gross salary by adding up all of your allowances, basically 5 40,000 800 610. It is showing you the sum of your allowances into the gross salary field. Okay, then it is showing you the deductions any calculated uh, from the salary rule. Provident fund, we see that the salary rule is created for the provident fund. It is showing the provident fund rate, so it should be 12.5%, and it should be applied onto the basic salary, your contract wage. So it is applying onto the 100K and calculating the 12,500 as a provident fund. Likewise, it is calculating the professional tax, and then at the end it is adding up all of your allowances, these allowances, and then deducting these two deductions, provident fund and the professional tax, and showing you the net salary. So this is how it calculates the salary according to your salary rules that you have defined into your regular pay structure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so currently, as you have raised a question about the loans, so currently you can see here there is no any loan or advance deduction. So if you want to do that, you can do as well. So if you go to the contract, you can see here the salary attachments option. Go here, salary attachment, and create a new. Let's say the employee is Shkil Ahmed. Okay, you can give here the total amount of the loan. Let's say is 1 lakh. Okay, description is loan for house construction, and then the type of the loan you can mention here, it's the attachment of salary, and start of loan start date is the start of the day start of this month. And if you want to apportion this loan, you can also give here the monthly deduction that you mentioned in your question as well. So let's say I want to do the 10,000 deduction each month for 10 months to complete this loan. Okay, give here the 10, and the system will show you the estimated end date on which month it deduction is going to be ended up. Okay, save. Okay, so the loan has been running, and let's say you have already created the payslip, and if you will create payslip after doing this transaction, so payslip will include this loan deduction automatically. But if you have created payslip already, you can also include this as well. You just need to recompute that payslip. So if I go to the batch, so we have created July batch, and if I go to the go to my payslips. Okay, and if I search here for the employee for which I have created the loan, I can go, and on the other side you can also recompute all of the pay slips in this batch. So if you have done some entries after the creation of this payroll batch that need to be impacted into these payrolls, you can select all of these pay slips, go to the action, and use the recompute whole sheet or the compute sheet option. So all of these pay slips will be recomputed again. Okay, And if you want to do for individual, just go to the individual pay slip. Let's say it's the skill. So I'm going to a skill element, and you can also do the compute sheet again option from the payslip as well. Compute sheet again, and if I go to the salary computation, now it should include the loan deduction as well. Salary attachment. Oh, basic salary, house rent, convenience allowance, meal voucher, gross provident fund. Okay, let me check the entry running July 1st, 10,000. Okay, if I go to the pay slips and July, eh, and the pay is calculating basically upon the structure. If I go to the structure, let me check the salary attachment rule. So here is the salary attachment rule. Okay, what it says. Okay, we select it from list view actions, recompute. Okay, now if I go to this, okay, I'm just deleting this payroll to create a new one. Let's see if it affects into the new. And this time I will create a single payslip for the ski rather than doing the batch. Okay, yeah. Okay, and now you can see. So for the salary loans, it is working for the new. So when you will create a new payslip after creating the loan, so it will show you the loan deduction here. So let me save it. And now if I go with the compute option, so as I have saved the payslip, I will go with the compute. So it will compute the salary. And now you can see here under the loan, it is showing me the deduction of 10,000 for the loan as well. Okay, and later on if I have created this salary, it will also be part of the batch. And if this is not, you can also select here the batch as well, and it will be included to into that batch as well. So if you go back to the July, you can see here the payslip count is same. So I have deleted Shkil Ahmed payroll and created it again to incorporate the loan impact that we have created. So you can see here in other inputs, it is showing me the loan for house construction and then the amount of the loan. And under the computation, it is showing it as a deduction.
Okay.
Is it making sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then if you want to print this salary slip for this employee, you can go with the print. Salary slip would be printed. Okay, you can see here salary slip printed. Can you see my PDF sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is the salary slip, and after, if when you will hit the create draft entry button, create draft entry means you are going to finalize this payroll. Okay, so the payroll have been done now. Okay, and now the salary slip would also be saved into the documents app as well. So later on, if you need to share from the documents folder, you can also share the salary slip with your employees from the documents folder as well. And currently, I have only create draft entry for the Skill Ahmed payroll. If you want to do the draft entry for all of the pay slips, you can just go to the payroll batch. Okay, July, and just create the draft entry for all of these payrolls by hitting this button, create draft entry. So the all of the pay slips would be transferred into the done stage, from waiting to done state status. Okay, and then when the payroll have been paid, you can just hit this mark as paid button, and the status would be changed to the paid.
Okay.
Okay, and then when you will hit the create draft entry button, and when the pay slip status would be changed to paid, the payslips would also be saved into the documents app. So let me check it. There should be, if I go to the documents, I don't have the documents app. Documents. Okay, no apps. Okay, I need to install the documents app. You can also install this app. So in which this app, all of the Odoo attachments and the documents are managed in a centralized location. So if you need to access any of payslip, you can go to the relevant payslip, or you can access it from the documents app as well in a centralized folder. And if you want to share this folder or the payslip with the employee, you can also do it from the documents app. Okay, so let's say if I go to the documents app, I think it would not be stored because the app was not installed. But let's see, payroll, no file here. Okay, I will go to my payslips, payroll, and batches, July, and I will create draft entry again. I'm setting to draft. No, I will go to the payslips, set this payslip to draft, cancel, select again, create draft entry, set to draft. Okay, now I will again go to the payslips, action, create draft entry. Okay, now again I have created payslips draft entry. Now the payslip should be saved into the documents app. Let me refresh it. So you also need to turn on the settings from the setting page to save the payslips. Have been done now. Save, create draft entry. It usually takes some time because it is going to generate the prints and files, PDF files into this folder, and usually takes time. Okay, so let me generate the payslips again. I will go to my batch again, generate payslips, generate. Okay, 24 payslips created, and after verification, if seems fine, okay, just select all and create draft entries from here, and I can create the draft entry from the batch screen as well. Okay, so the draft entry created. If I go back to batch, after payment, I need to mark it as a paid, and if I go back to the documents app, now there should be the payslip documents. Okay, so Shafi, it's I think taking time, but it's obvious that it will create the payslips in this folder as well by the employee, so you can share these payslips with your employees from the documents as well. So it's taking time. So I think the time is over. So I will check into the next session. I will
Yeah.
show you this folder. So it will contain after 10 to 15 minutes the four files will be there. So it is basically a zip file. That's why it's taking time. After some while, some time will drop all of the.
Okay. 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 Let's see.
Okay, then that's it from for the today's session. In the next session, we will check. We will start from. We will see the files that have been created into the folder for the payslip. How we can share it with employees, and then we will check the performance management.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for this session.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz. Bye.
Okay. Shukran.